Oh, welcome back to the Surrender the Glory podcast. I guess this is the stay-at-home edition, the COVID-19 edition, whatever you want to call it. So since the Gaskeys and the Greens can't get together, we are going to Skype a podcast and see what happens. So we did have technical difficulties with the video, but the audio looks like it came through pretty good. So basically not really even a podcast, not even covering a subject. We're just talking about life stuck inside. So hope you enjoy it, and here we go. You're back?
Mess up about.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, Billy.
Did y'all see the sermon thing
today? You want me
today?
to X out and like join again? Would that be okay?
You should be able. Let me go ahead. I think I should be able to get.
Oh, there you go. I think that's your bag. There you go.
Yeah, I just lost.
We are gone.
I see you up there. What? This is like, we need some teenage kids.
I know.
I mean, it was all going good, and then.
What is this technology? Computer?
But it doesn't look like it's any issue. Nobody's lagging. I think we're good.
Oh, there's some lagging going on. Okay, the audio recorder, you know what it means. I don't know. I have no idea what it means. All right. Well, after all that.
Yeah.
Welcome back. It's pretty cool. First little video conference thing.
Hi,
We'll
friends.
get it right one of these days.
So how's y'all's first week of self-quarantine?
I mean, overall it's great. I do like the ability to work from home and seeing everything happen behind the scenes. So I mean, overall it's been okay. I mean, I think she can talk about it, but I know she's been pretty anxious about everything going on. I mean, even going to the store and coming back, I don't even step foot in the house. I'm getting sprayed with Lysol, blocked with hand sanitizer, all that stuff. But overall, I mean, we feel good about it.
Do we?
I mean, with respect to being quarantined, I think it's okay. But go ahead. I know you.
No, I heard what you said.
Okay. But I get updates every hour on the hour, cases, deaths. Man, it does. It weighs on you because it's not something we're used to, and it can be scary if that's all you're doing is looking into it and constantly all day. It can get depressing. I don't know about you guys, but how about you?
It's hard to turn away and not be consumed by it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting. I don't know if...
Travis has been the one, leaving the house, so I've basically been home since, I don't know when. A long time.
Yeah.
You don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I took Brooklyn to Jessica's for a piano lesson, but that was just, driving there and her doing that, and that was, almost a week ago, so since then I have not... been out of the house aside from the yard, so.
I know. I think that's the hardest part, or one of the hardest things, because it's you literally go in your backyard and your front yard, and then you come in, and it's there's no end in sight.
Yeah.
Who knows how long we're gonna do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only difference for me, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say, the only difference for me is I've gone to work, and work is the size of a phone booth with 5 other people that could have been exposed. So there's no getting away from that. But then the stores, I mean, I have been really impressed with the stores, even when they're empty. People are still super nice to each other, not being jerks, cutting in line, stealing stuff out of people's baskets or anything. But so the store's been really cool. It's just the store and work for me. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, in a way, it's kind of nice because you kind of, it's almost like a pause from life,
Yeah.
Kind of try to get away from the phones and play some board games or get outside more and just have some family time that normally I know all of us do, but it's really like that's what you do. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So it's been cool to kind of mesh up with the kids and
like reconnect.
Reconnect. Yeah, that's a good word. But yeah, reconnect, and I think that's the big positive for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of families are seeing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Like too with the girls, like they've found the end of the Netflix rabbit hole, so they're like done. They don't have anything else to watch, so they've been upstairs, and that's why Jamie was saying like earlier that we had kind of went on a spending spree on Amazon and buying all the girls' new bed stuff because it's kept us busy. Like yesterday, it was just a total home makeover, and now we've got one room done, and then we're waiting for stuff to get here, and it'll just give us stuff to do for the week.
We're finally tackling all that cleaning that has been needed to be done for the past, how old is Brooklyn? Like 9 years. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bonus. But I was telling Billy, saying like, since he's like OCD clean person, I'm like, you've already cleaned out all our closets. Now I have nothing to do.
Send them over here.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, paint.
We're like the opposite spectrum of that, so maybe like a healthy balance in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the real challenge is keeping the girls busy and then trying to like keep our conversations away from them mainly. So
Yeah. I know we ask them like every day, hey, is there any concerns? How are y'all feeling? Any questions you have?
Yeah.
But they're always like, no, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, all right, just want to check. I know it's kind of scary to see, but they seem okay with it. I mean, at least for now.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've really tried to guard their hearts. Maybe not. I don't think we've said like, I know it's scary because then.
Yeah.
Right. Wait, it's scary? What are we scared about?
Yeah, because they're not really seeing anything. They're just stuck in the house. So, I mean, I get that. It sucks.
Mainly they just miss their friends, which is like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But hey, now we have Skype. They can call the girls.
I know.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's
set
good.
this up and let them see them tonight or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun for them.
Yeah, I feel like we are kind of lucky that we are homeschool already. So that effect has been gentle and easy on us. They haven't, I mean, they miss co-op friends, but otherwise they haven't noticed a difference in their schooling or daily routines, except maybe more lax.
Yeah. A little.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like there's probably has to be like all kinds of different struggles for people who are trying to navigate this with so many changes to their life. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's like two spectrums of of people thinking that it's like not a big deal, and then people freaking out. Yeah, so I mean, you can see kind of both sides, but yeah, it just sucks because all the crap coming out, you don't know what's real and what's not real, and
That's right.
how long we're gonna be inside. No one's talking about anything, and it cracks me up. Like every day I see a new thing. Like, I have a friend that works for the Department of Homeland Security. I have a friend that works for Border Patrol, and they're saying this and they're saying that, and no, we're always the last to know. That's why it cracks me up. Like, you see those and they're all over the place, and it's just like, that's not true.
People are like, stop believing everything you read. We're not closing anything down. I'm like, so much information.
Yeah, the sensational, gotcha headlines and stuff is what's just driving people nuts. One person saying everything's fine, the next person saying the sky's falling. So, yeah, having to navigate through those waters, especially with anxieties and stuff, it can be super difficult. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just resting on the one thing that never changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this thorn in our flesh. We're like, okay, let's constantly have to go back to the word, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
True.
And I mean, I saw there was a preacher the other day that Craig sent me. I was listening to it, and it was really interesting taking his point of view. And he was saying, they've taken God out of school, so now God shut down the schools. And they're all this craziness going on with basically everything that they've kicked God out of now is like closed down, and now families are back in the house, and like together, spending time together and forced to spend that time together, and so it was interesting. Like I wasn't even looking at that perspective. Like God's basically saying y'all need to chill out. Everyone sit at home and just like recenter yourself with your family. Yeah, regroup and get into the Word, and so yeah, that's like Craig. He was actually texting me right before this because he's going through some struggles with his father, and he was telling me like this has been like a real blessing for him because he's had the time to slow down and open the Word and get back in the Bible, and so it's been like super positive as that standpoint, of getting back into it. So some good things can come from it.
Hopefully
Oh, yeah.
people will see blessings from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just know that like all that stuff that like takes up our lives is kind of like
The busyness.
pointless. Yeah, the busyness. Once you don't have that business, you don't have sports, you don't have whatever to take up all your time. And spend more time with your family and reconnect.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's been good for us. Yeah.
Yeah,
A little too much reconnecting sometimes, huh? Our girls reconnecting with each other a little too much sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
With their hands on someone else. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Headlocks and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
there's definitely been some siblings fights, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. They're cooped up. They're going nuts.
Understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you had advice for someone that has like lots of anxieties and stuff, what would y'all say? What would be like a comfort or something to look forward to kind of like just ease this time? Like believers and non-believers, put it that way, not just yeah.
Say, really find a way to put your phone up, even if you have to ask your spouse to hide it from you. Because I feel like that can just totally like heighten the anxiety, because when I'm spending all that time on my phone, it's like I totally lose focus of anything else, and it just is so depressing and so heavy. I'm like, yeah.
I would definitely agree. I think the early stages of this week, when things were coming down hard, I think she was very consumed by. But yeah, everything that was coming in, all the press conferences, and just what Italy looks like, what China looked like, what the world looks like, was just really consuming her, and then just trying to have different discussions with her, or just spend time with the kids.
It's because I'm like looking for answers in the wrong place. It's because it's like I read something good and it's like I'm like, oh, okay, I feel hopeful, and then 2 seconds later I read something terrible and it's like this doom. I'm like, it's like, what are the answers? I need some certainties. Give me some control. And then I realize like I can't constantly look to the world for that. So I'm like, let me put this away and find something more constant that's going to give me
and
True.
And I think too, it doesn't help that the media shows all the negative stuff rather than all who is surviving these things or getting better.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're starting to see that now, but at first it wasn't there, which is a good positive. But like you said, it's this, right? This is what we should be looking into, reading and checking out, and really getting comfort in, support in.
And even just friends, like check on your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Like being isolated with anxiety is so scary, because it's like you're in your own head.
Darkness.
So you need people, even though you can't be in like real contact with them, like even a phone call or a text, or even just like something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you go, even if you don't have anxiety, you're gonna go stir crazy if you're just.
Right.
I mean, can you imagine? Like, we've got stuff to keep us busy, but a lot of my coworkers are single with no kids, and they're like in their house, just like,
Yeah.
okay, I've done watched everything on Netflix, so what now? And you can't play a board game with yourself, so you're just like, what the? Yeah, and you get down that rabbit hole on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, and looking at all the toilet paper memes, and then the National Guard memes, and you're like, oh Lord, and
Same thing
yeah,
over and over. Yeah.
yeah, you're just worried about what's gonna happen. So I don't know. I think if everyone just keeps a level head, and we can easily work through this. I mean, basically, it's like a hurricane without a hurricane.
Right.
It's like this.
Yeah.
We go through this like every year, anyways, or every other year. Isolation, being stuck at home, and at least we have internet and TV and stuff, and ways to stay informed, and our power's not being knocked out by a dang hurricane. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I think as Texans and going through this all the time, I think we have a better understanding of like when something like this happens. But there's a lot of states out there that have never gone through anything like this, and I'm sure those people are really freaking out. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I struggle too with just the differing reports or conflicting information, and knowing like what is real and true and what to believe. And so
Yeah.
I think I find peace just in knowing that I don't know, but God does, and none of this is surprising to Him, and that no matter what happens, like
Right.
that's where my hope lies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't lie in man, and it doesn't lie in government. It lies in Christ, and Christ alone. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but it is what it is. I think everyone's going to come out of this a little bit better on the other side, and I think like you were saying, like we were saying, that everyone that was making fun of people that actually prep, like, ha ha, But I mean, I think the southern states, like I said, I think we're a little bit more built for this.
Always
stuff.
have our hurricane preparations ready.
Yeah, exactly. We have hurricanes, so we have the prep stuff for it. And I think your northern borders are the same way. They have their blizzards, and they're prepared for this.
Sure.
But like Californians have perfect weather year round, and your central states and across the equator where it's nice and perfect all the time, like they don't understand that, like, yeah, and not always can you get outside and get stuff. So it's like I said, last laugh, but it is what it is. We got it's better to be prepared. You should never make fun of someone for wanting to be prepared. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think too, being that it's like the whole world is suffering, it can feel almost like suffocating because you can't escape it. It's like anywhere you look, everybody's dealing with the same thing. But also, hopefully that can help people to realize like our similarities are bigger than our differences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a hurricane, you could just go up north, right,
Yeah.
and escape it. But this you can't.
And not just that, but like even with hurricanes, like when Harvey hit, everyone from Louisiana came over to help.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then
You're,
vice
like,
versa.
helping
You
people.
can go out and help
You're
people.
getting
And
out
this,
and
you can't.
connecting.
Yeah, you can't help. You
Yeah.
can't go
It's-
connect. You can't help. Like you're saying, like in Harvey. I mean, how many houses you go in and help tear out sheetrock and help someone and be productive? And this, even though you want to help, they're telling everybody you can't do anything. You just got to sit where you're
Yeah.
at and stay where you're at, and that's kind of frustrating too.
It's like the difference, I guess, in having to really rely on prayer. Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest way you can help people right now.
Mm-hmm.
When people just want to like go do something, like physically do something.
Right.
Yeah.
That stinks because I mean, you like even if you wanted to help someone, like they were saying with this, you could have this for up to 2 weeks and not know it, or even never show symptoms. So you may want to go help out the elderly, but you may end up getting someone sick, and so it stinks.
Yes.
Yeah, just got to pray for them, and then keep a distance, I guess. So how has this affected like your work? Like what's going on with your work?
So work. I mean, we're in the oil and gas industry, so it's not slowing down. Nothing's slowed down. Yeah, everybody's full rates. So
Not yet, baby. Sorry.
what we do. No, you're good. What we do is they make the product, but we put the product in the vessels to get it where it needs to go. So everything's full rates
So
right
you're
now.
pretty essential.
Oh, yeah.
Our groups are essential. My concern is I'm non-essential, but my concern is the guys out in the field, how nervous they are. Is their mind right when they're switching rail cars or whatever? So I know that's heavy on them. So we're trying different techniques to keep everybody engaged while following the protocol to
right. And it's like a totally new protocol.
Yeah. And at some places, guys are getting stopped at the gate, temperatures checked. You go into work. If you have a temperature above 99, I believe it is, and you're pulled out, you pull your badge. Then we are told to monitor those temperatures, or they check the temperatures twice a day during their shift. So there's all that too. There's just so many distractions that's going on that I worry about.
Plus, it's a dangerous job what y'all are doing too, because y'all can easily have an accident. So if everyone's worried about their temperature and testing positive, and their head's not in the right space.
Yeah. Kids at home, not going to school, all that. There's just so much that goes along with it.
And it's huge. It's like 5,000 people at one of the places.
Well, one of the facilities is 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And I talked to a supervisor the other day. He was saying how, our guys are doing their job. He said they're starting to weigh on them a little bit because they're looking around and seeing people that are there on a daily basis not there because they're getting some of those contractors out. I said, for us, on the one hand, we're good. They're going to make their money. We're going to make sure of that. Because that was a big concern for them, not making their bills. So that's the other concern. There's just so much lined up that everybody's got to worry about. That we just got to get out in front of them and just reassure them that everything's going to be fine. If they get the virus, then we will help out in ways to keep them comfortable, as far as bills go and money and wages and things. But it's crazy because I don't want to be in it,
Tell me about
like you. Right? I'd rather, if I don't have to be out there, I don't want to be around it because I have kids. We all have kids.
Yeah, and he's traveling like site to site.
Site to site. So I've limited myself because I don't want to spread it if I'm a carrier or whatever. But most of this last week I worked from home, which was good for me. But I'm able to contact all my supervisors at work, and they're staying engaged, well engaged with the guys. So.
Yeah, and that's like the scary thing because I'm out at the port, and we're essential. So that's the scary thing is like what we were talking about the other day. Like the port shut down because Corona's there or whatever. So my actual duty location where I've been working at gets shut down because of coronavirus. But yet, truck drivers are essential, so the goods got to come in so the stores stay replenished. So less than 16 hours, even though that the port was shut down, less than 16 hours later they're like, hey, get your butt back in there and go to work. So it's just like, for me, we got to show up and we got to do our job, because if we don't show up, then all chaos breaks loose. So
that's right.
It's just like you got to do what you got to do, and that's my main fear is me touching something, or because like the bathrooms there, we share them with the truck drivers. We don't have our own bathroom at my site, so it's like I'm holding my pee for a 16-hour shift. We're seeing yellow rushing to get home because I don't want to touch nothing. And it's just like it's just one of those things. Like that's what you always constantly got to be thinking about. Now it's like I don't want to bring this home to my kids because I feel like. The reports are saying healthy adults can make it through this. It's going to suck. You're going to have flu-like symptoms and all that crap from what we're hearing, but I haven't heard much about kids getting it. So I don't even want to go down that route of even contemplating what it would look like if a 4-year-old or 6-year-old or an 8-year-old ended up bringing this home to them and having them deal with it, So, yeah, that's just my fear. So that's kind of like what runs through my head when I go to work. So I'm, very conscious of like the workers at work, so we actually rotate through these different ports, and what we're doing basically now is we're asking that they let us stay where we're at and not rotate right now, so we have less exposure. Like, so there's certain sets of computers that we use, so there's the people that have touched those computers for the last month are going to try to stay on that computer and stay on that stuff and do that.
Yes.
Hopefully that works out, because I mean, where I'm at, it's a little bit further drive, but I'd rather go there and stay in the one spot that I know. I still have to go out and communicate with the drivers, but it's a lot more distancing, a lot more staying away. And I mean, these drivers, I've known them. I've been there for 12 and a half years now, and so I see the same people coming through all the time, and they want to be friendly and talk. So, but at the same time, they have the same mindset too. So we're talking from 12 feet away now instead of right on top of each other.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, like you just gotta be conscious about touching your hands, washing your hands, and all that crap. Because
That's right.
that one truck driver that came through, I mean, if he touched one of the telecom boxes trying to leave, you gotta think, a truck driver's coming right behind him, and right behind him, right behind him, right behind him. So you're just gonna infect every driver, and then hey, there's the girls. So yeah, it's just one of those things like that we never had to think about before, but now it's on the front of your mind. So,
What's up, Brooklyn?
Got
Hey, Ray!
four heads over here.
Yeah. Y'all say hi.
Hey, ladies.
Yep. Okay, y'all go sit down. I'll get y'all some food in a sec.
Okay.
So, yeah. Well, thanks for doing this. I guess this is close to the end.
I know our
It's
kids
all
are
going to
coming.
be downhill from here.
Yeah, we wrangled them upstairs for 30
Joking.
minutes? So that's a plus.
Yeah.
Adult conversation for 30 minutes. Alright. But yeah, maybe later on we can get the girls together and we'll do this again. If y'all have like the same board game, they can all play a board game together, and we'll move their pieces and let them actually play together. Okay, they see your Play-Doh. Okay.
That's what kind of supporting.
It's not Play-Doh. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank y'all, and if y'all hear anything, call us, and we'll do the same thing. If y'all need anything, let us know. So,
Okay, y'all too, man.
We
Y'all
miss
be
you
safe.
yeah,
guys.
we miss you.
Yeah, we miss y'all too.
Bye bye. I miss you.
We'll see y'all later.
All right, bye.